Hi, welcome to Drinking and Dating in the 21st Century. As always, I'm Sean.
I'm Leah.
And I'm Scott.
And today we're going to be talking about the lists. You know, that list that everybody seems to have, that they make up of what their perfect ideal mate is. And then they end up breaking up with you because of all the ways you didn't measure up to said list.
Oh, that's depressing.
I know, right? So, but there's also good things to be had about the list. So we'll talk about that. Keys in. Oh, look at that. Almost didn't get him in. There we go.
I didn't drive.
And Leah's not driving again.
Oh, look,
tonight,
a spider.
so- Oh, wicked.
Sorry.
Ew.
That was
Get out
a
of my
complete.
house, you bastard!
That was an ADD movement. Excuse me.
Yeah, we have those. So, we're going to be shooting today. It's called Breakfast in Hell. And it's... and we made one minor substitution because we didn't have any Irish whiskey, but we had Scotch whiskey, so we're going to make the substitution there. But it's cinnamon, it's Fireball, butterscotch liqueur, and then whiskey. And yeah, it's an angry Scotsman instead of an angry Irish breakfast. So
And we're still drinking out of our little
Halloween skulls, because it's still the month of Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. All right, well, here we go. Here's to Breakfast in Hell.
Clink.
Spit it back out!
Just swallow.
That's what
Wow.
he said.
That's strong. It's okay. It's kind of tasty, but strong.
Shake it out.
Pretty good.
That burn's
Oh.
going down.
Yeah, it does. That really burns.
Oh man, I think I just got a sugar shot right into my
Wow.
business. I don't know.
What
Your
business?
pancreas just let out a little
I don't know.
stream.
That's why I'm saying I don't know. Oh man.
Wow. That's strong.
I need to chase.
And it does. That warms all the way down. Like I'm warm now.
Oh shit! I can't even taste that over this.
It's warming up for me now.
Yeah, it's like oh.
Oh, actually, here, take a sip of that. The aftertaste is chocolatey.
Really?
Yeah, the mixture makes it kind of somewhat just give it, swallow it, and then give it a moment. Dude, there's nothing but spit in the bottom of that. You just, okay, he doesn't mind.
Yeah, that's
Isn't it
Well,
weird?
you
It's
were
like a
his
chocolatey
metaphoric
aftertaste.
girlfriend there for
That's
a
different.
minute.
Not getting that chocolatey aftertaste.
no.
Well, that's
give it a
because
minute.
that's
give it a
because
second.
you just drank like the backwash.
Backwash. Yeah.
Just said,
That's all you got was the backwash.
Yeah, whatever.
Scott, drink my spit.
All right, so let's talk about this list. And I don't know, Leah, have you ever dated somebody that talked about the list or anything like that? Anybody?
I don't know.
Anytime?
I've dated a lot of
You gotta
dumbasses,
explain what
so-
the list is.
Okay,
yeah.
the list-
Explain this list. I don't
The
know.
list is, and everybody has one, whether you have it actually written down or it's just kind of those mental notes of what you want in like your ideal mate.
Your requirements.
Yeah, not necessarily requirements, but what you look for.
Ah.
You know, what you're hoping for, like personality-wise, everything else. And I know a lot of people that live and die by the list. It's crazy. And I know, not to sound bad, but a lot of girls really have a checklist of, and if you don't measure up in something, you're just, you're
Penis.
out of luck. You know, oddly enough, that one's not usually one of the biggest categories on the list. It's important, and I know for some girls it's really important. But most of them, it's things like, you know, well, and some things on the list are good. Does he have a job?
I know that would pretty much be at the top of my.
That's
Yeah.
a list item? That's just like,
No.
okay, if you don't
these
have
days-
a job, you're a bum.
These
Like,
days,
Yeah.
that is, well, unless you're, independently wealthy.
Well, and the problem is most guys out there
But
who are
you-
single
Okay, that's the one.
are
I said.
single because they don't have a job.
You know, the funny thing is I know a lot of girls that have boyfriends that are unemployed, that basically live with them and mooch off of them, and
Yeah, I've had that
Well-
before. That didn't last long.
yeah.
So Leah, what's like
Some girls are
a
made
qualification
for
that if you're prospectively looking for someone to date, what's one of the things that would be on your list?
Well, the job is definitely up there.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm a tall woman, so it's kind of a complex for me. I spent a lot of my life like hunched over because I was so self-conscious about being tall. So I like tall men. I like them tall. I do.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say that is like a staunch qualification because I have dated guys that are this short. I have. Yeah, it's.
It'd be
little-
funny if you were like dating like
It's kind
a
of like
little
having.
person.
It's kind of like having
they're,
a dog.
way down here.
Oh, whatever. I'd always be like, hey, while you're down there, you know, here, I've got some little fuzzy balls for you. Yeah. But, yeah, I could. No, that's, yeah, too small. Yeah, I
The
have,
balls or the person?
oh, these are very small balls. But person-wise, like,
Oh,
I'd
okay.
say if he doesn't at least come to my shoulder, it's too short. But I do like tall guys. And what can I say? I like arms. I'm an arm and shoulders person. I like a man that I know can lift heavy things, and I can watch him lift heavy things. At the same time, I like it when I can have a conversation
Hey,
with somebody
Leah,
and
you're
not
making
be
a
like,
snorting
wow,
noise.
you're. Girls do it too.
I know, I just usually don't get to say it, so
All right, let's have a beer.
Let's have a beer.
let's do.
So today's beer, I'll let you guys go ahead. I had one of these a while back. Today we're
That's
having
nice
a
and dark.
Rogue Mocha Porter. It's definitely a dark, full-bodied beer. I was a little iffy on it. I think the one I had before might have been a little warm. I was a little anxious to drink it. I don't think I let it get cold enough.
This is scary. I know I'm not gonna like this.
You probably won't.
Don't like them dark?
Yeah.
Apparently
well,
not. I actually enjoy it. It's not something I would want to drink on a regular basis necessarily, but I'd have that, you know.
Better Calls?
It's not terrible, but I wouldn't want to drink a whole thing of it. I'd probably drink about this much and be like, done.
It's definitely not bad.
This I would drink this with what I had for dinner last night. I went to this place. It's called Waffles and Frites or something like that. It was Flemish stew over a big plate of French fries.
You had phlegm stew.
Flemish stew. It's spiced beef. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, but the name sounds awful. It's
It
like
does.
goulash.
Yeah, it's good. Goulash is good too. Anyway,
Yeah,
no, this
you call it
I
not
I actually
goulash.
kind of like this. This would be good with like a good hearty beef stew, like good, stick to your ribs kind of a meal.
Yeah.
Because it's a stick to your ribs kind of a beer.
Or stick to your ass kind of a beer. So what's your list?
Oh god, my list.
Making it in advance. Say it.
Really, really, you're going to be quite surprised. Actually, top of my list is brains. I do not like dumb girls. They're fun for a minute, but then they're really, really boring after that.
No, I have to agree with that. Brains are important.
It's what is this? What is this, Scott?
No, keep going.
No, go ahead. I'm
We're stretched for time. Keep going.
Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
No, so brains is very important. I want a girl who is. I like girls who are very athletic and basically somebody who can keep up with me. You know, I don't
Who
want.
can keep up with you?
Well, that too, but I like to do a lot of mountain. Climbing up in the mountains, things like that.
That what they're called.
I hate.
mountain climbing.
That's exactly what she called it.
Taking it.
Oh wow.
Take a raincoat.
Oh, and I'm not. Whatever.
Hey, you left me wide open for
That
it.
does take me back to one of our previous episodes where we were saying, when you go up in the mountains for a hike or camping or something, you should take a raincoat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It might start raining.
Yeah, it might. And I had a raincoat with me one of the last hikes I went on, so didn't end up using it, but I was prepared just in case.
We're talking about
It didn't
actual
rain.
raincoats, or-
It didn't rain.
Right.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it didn't rain.
I was wondering if we were still being metaphorical.
No, we were, but it didn't rain.
Oh, we were, oh, okay.
It could have rained, but I decided I didn't want rain. So,
So you went hiking and you didn't get your fuck on.
yeah, I just decided not to.
Okay, I get it.
So,
She's a very straight to the point sort of person.
Yeah.
I don't understand the
Don't-
beating
What
around.
It's confusing.
and
what's next on our shit
next we
list
got
here?
some wine
Are we
here.
doing the wine? All right.
Yeah, let's do
There's
this.
the wine. Over there.
I picked this out the other day, and I gotta tell you, while I was picking this out, there was this man at the liquor store who was watching me instead of where he was going, and ran into a rack of bottles and knocked them all over.
Oh shit!
How awesome
Like,
is that? That deserves a high five.
And even though I felt bad for him, I was so flattered. I was just like, no way,
that's right.
somebody just knocked some shit over watching me. Every now and then I need a bit of a boost. 'cause I
That's
don't get out
awesome.
much. So today we're actually, I got this from Cupcake Vineyards. Well, I actually got this from the liquor store, but it's from Cupcake Vineyards.
I
It's-
noticed vintage 2011.
Yeah, so
Nice.
it's
Couple years
Couple
already.
a couple
Nice.
years. And this is red velvet.
Okay, I've been wanting to try cupcake wines for like probably a couple of months now. I've
Well,
been hearing
shut
about
up and
them,
let's have
seeing
some
about
of Leah's
them.
cupcake. Come on.
And
So I made
I'm
a
just
pretty
gonna
good
tell you,
choice. I hope I made a good choice.
red
We'll see.
velvet is like my favorite cake in the world.
Me,
so-
mine too.
I gotta just ask one question.
What?
How many
Tell me
people
what.
years?
Okay. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if
well,
Oh, sorry.
one 1 year
Paying attention.
for people years, how many years is that in wine years?
You're asking me? I don't know.
what?
Like
I
how
called the
many?
aerator a
Like
drippy
it's
thing
like
earlier. I
7
don't know.
years, or is like dog years is 1 year for a person.
Wine years or people years? It's the same thing.
Then we're.
Yeah, we're
I-
drinking an infant.
I feel a little not right about that.
I like drinking babies.
Deal with it. Baby animals are the tastiest ones.
It's true.
Beer.
They haven't had a chance for
Well,
their
it's good we
for their
don't
meat
have
to
some
toughen
of
up
our
yet.
old audience members here.
All right, well, let's give this a shot.
Just
Actually,
in-
I'm gonna put this right
She
here.
would have made somebody cry.
All right, hold on. Let's.
They are, though. I had lamb stew. One of my friends made a
That sounds good.
lamb stew last
Okay,
week.
Let's try it. Red velvet cupcake. Here we come. It's slightly dryish,
It's a
Just
bit
a
dry,
little bit.
only at the end.
but it's good. It's sweet
Yeah.
at the same time. It's
Yummy.
tasty.
I would describe it as juicy.
Yeah, it's kind of juicy.
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 It doesn't taste like red velvet cake.
So what you're saying is Leah has a juicy cupcake?
Yep. That's exactly
I just
what
picked
I'm
out a
saying.
juicy cupcake. We aerated the crap out of it too. I got it right.
Quadruple times.
Yeah,
That's
quadruple
good.
times.
And we weren't going to call it aerating. We were going to call it
The
Drippy
drippy
thingy,
thing.
yeah.
drippy thing. We drippy thinged it 4
We
times.
drippy thinged it. I couldn't remember what it was called.
All right. So, Scott, what's on your list?
Um,
You better answer this right.
Yeah.
Gotta be
she's
short.
there.
Uh-huh.
red hair,
Uh-huh.
long red hair,
Long red hair, short.
big boobs,
Okay.
and then everything else that the being intelligent
Mm-hmm.
and all those kind of things. That
Talented.
talented, intelligent, being able to have a good conversation with, all of these kinds of things. I don't even feel like they should be on the list based on those are just basic human qualities that everyone should possess.
I agree with that.
And that's the only reason I mean the people who don't possess those qualities, I don't think they should be alive. I'm a bad person.
Well, see, I almost agree with you because there's a couple of I have like a criteria for that. There's 3 categories. There's intelligence, looks, and then general kindness. And as
Sure.
long as you possess one of the 3, you're qualified to continue contributing to the gene pool of the human race. If you do not possess any of the 3, yeah, sorry,
But there's
sweetie.
also negative markers. Like if you're not generally a kind person, you're just kind of there. It's like
No,
okay,
like-
whatever.
like,
but
Yeah.
if you're like going out of your way to like run over puppies with your car and shit, you should probably be dead.
Well, who
Just saying.
does
Or
that?
in an institution.
Who does that? That's just
There
wrong.
are people. that-
Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I do agree with the brains thing because the last time I was on a date, the
Mhm.
first question I asked him was, "What's the last book you read?" And he couldn't answer, which means he doesn't. And I'm a writer, so that's really important to me. Like that, I have
Yeah.
to say that's one of the most important things to me. Yes, I like them tall. Yeah, I like them big armed and shouldered and all that. That's all great. But if they don't read,
so you
they're-
want them pretty and with brains too?
You know, it would be nice. I know it doesn't
a little
exist,
much.
but
I want the same thing, so
yeah.
I already
just
got
on the
it.
other. Yeah, you did. Oh,
I'm
did you
not
hear that?
smart.
Did you hear that? Wasn't that cute? He's like, I already got it. Oh, so precious.
It is precious.
Remember that thing I
So
said
in denial.
many times? I did it right the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did do it right.
So for me, the list is also it's kind of a. I think it's important to have one, but not necessarily stick to it the whole time. You know.
Well, you can't. That's a good point. You can't let your own expectations limit you
Mm-hmm.
in life and what you're going to get out of a relationship.
Well, and because if you do, you may pass up something amazing that you don't even realize how amazing it is, but it's there and it's amazing. But yours too, like, oh, that's not hot enough for me. Then you won't even get it. And
Yeah.
It just depends on, I don't know, stuff.
Okay,
That was
so
the smartest answer ever.
This is a drink we found in my cocktail Bible, but we have modified it slightly. It's called the Blues.
Have you tried the modified?
Nope.
we haven't tried the original one.
Nope. It just sounded good. It's called the Blues, and it calls for a maraschino liqueur. Well, Leah doesn't really like cherries, so instead of the maraschino liqueur, we're gonna add the kinky, which we know that Leah does like. So Scott, why don't you tell us what's in this while I'm shaking it up?
All right, so we, like Sean said, we substituted the kinky for the maraschino liquor. Kinky, delicious stuff, great stuff. Blue Curacao. Little tequila, we used 1800. And a touch of lemon juice. And it was, what was it? We did about 1 part 1800, and it was half a part and half a part, right?
Oh, oops, I poured a little too much in the first one.
If I remember correctly, it was like a half, and a half, and then 1 whole part, right? That
Yeah.
what it was.
I'm digging this shaky thingy. What's the shaky thingy
It's
called?
just a shaker.
Just a
okay.
martini shaker.
I like shaky thingy better.
Yeah, you got more than we did, Scott, but
That's
well,
okay. I live here. I don't have to drive.
Ooh, that smells good.
It does.
It does really smell good.
All right, well, cheers to the Blues.
To the blues.
It's got a really good like sour.
You know what?
But,
This one tastes really good. If there was just a little gin, not a lot of gin because I'm not a gin
I
lover.
hate
I don't really
gin.
like gin, but if just a touch,
No, I don't like gin. I'm gonna veto the gin.
like I vetoed the cherries.
Yes.
Honestly, this I think would have been better with cherries. It's pretty damn good with kinky, but
I think the cherries would, because it wouldn't have been super cherry. We will have to try it with the cherry.
Yeah, and
But-
I'll just put something else in mine.
No, you should at least try it, see if it, because it's not very cherry.
Cherries make me want to barf on things.
That is good though.
That is pretty good.
how long
It-
has it been since you had a cherry?
Are you kidding? Every once in a while, I end up with one of those piece of shit things in my mouth, and I about barf. I'm just like, like I can taste the bile in my throat.
That was a pun, by the way.
How long has it been
That was
since I had
just
a cherry?
rude.
How long has it
Scott.
been
That was
since you had a
just
cherry?
rude.
Oh!
Every once in
I
a while,
got
I
it.
get one of those things in my mouth.
It's like, damn, well.
Wow.
All right, so final
The best
kind of
puns are ones that nobody gets.
Why is
Final
my
kinda
foot in my
thing-
mouth so often?
I don't
Sorry,
know.
go ahead.
final kinds of things on the list. Like I said, my opinion on the list. It's important to have one, but don't forget that just because he or she that does not have every single quality that is on your list,
You can train them.
it's not about
That's why you
training.
get them young.
It's not about training, but don't pass up something spectacular just because it isn't exactly what you were looking for. It's kind of like with this drink. We didn't mix in the cherry liqueur, but it turned out pretty damn good anyway.
Yeah.
I think it would taste really good with some strawberry flavoring in it.
I think that's over the line.
All right. Well, from drinking.
From
Dinking.
dinking and dating.
I'm thinking I'm dating. I'm not drunk, I promise. I haven't. Oh shit! That's why I had breakfast earlier this morning. I had like a
We
bag
can
of
have
chips
this
for
conversation later.
lunch. Yeah.
Ish.
Anyway,
From
So-
drinking and dating in the 21st century.
thank
we
you for joining us,
watching.
and don't forget to
Follow us
subscribe. To
Facebook and Twitter and
subscribe below. There's a button somewhere down
Are there
here.
buttons?
Yeah, somewhere
I got a
down
button
here.
right
Somewhere
here.
down here, find the button. with a...
And please leave your comments as well. You know, tell us what you think about the list.
Even if you hate us.
Yeah.
What's on your list?
Yeah.
What's on your list?
Who's on your list?
Not
That's
not a hit list.
Not that kind of list.
What?
That's not the same thing.
And we're out.
Bye bye.